Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Audible, Amazon Music, iTunes, Tune in, Podchaser, Spreaker, Tiki Live, Rumble, and more. And I am so delighted you're here. It's a very special day today because I am on show number, drum roll please. I keep meaning to put a drum roll on here, but it is show number 800. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. It's 546 consecutive weeks on the air. May 1st is the anniversary date. So we're at 9.5 years, maybe a little bit more. And let's just start with the gratitude sandwich because I'm just, before I get overly emotional, I was thinking about this yesterday. Just the magnitude. I should have looked up like how many podcasts actually last 9.5 years. Maybe I'll put that in. But let's start with something that I started when I moved to the morning show during COVID, thanks to my fabulous boss, station owner, Fred Lundgren, out of Texas. And I remember very clearly him asking me, would you like to take over the morning show? And I said yes before I thought through that having a show weekly for 8 years is a little different than having a Monday through Friday show, but I'm really glad that I said yes. So that definitely exponentialized the number of shows that I've been doing. And it was a little bit of an adjustment. Going from once a week to 5 days a week, but now we've got this system going, and I sort of alarm goes off and I roll out of bed and not think before my brain actually gets engaged. But I've been starting this gratitude sandwich, having breakfast with Dr. Marissa in the morning, and it is an offshoot or my version of Dr. Wayne Dyer, beloved. He's on the other side. He used to say that if you wake up and start your day with 5 gratitudes every single morning, that your life will change and you will have a happy life. And I am a recovering overachiever, and 8 is a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homophone for good fortune that I decided that I would make it 8 specific gratitudes in the morning. And then I also added the bottom of the bun, which is appreciation. So what do you appreciate about yourself? So I figured, he said you'd have a great day. Good day. You're going to have a great day if you sandwich your day between gratitudes in the morning and appreciations before you go to bed. And that's what we've been doing. So we'll have breakfast with me. Thank you for doing so. If you're listening on the AM, FM channels, don't write them down. Just keep driving. If you have someone in the car, would love you to we'll watch the road, but say out loud what your specific gratitudes are. If you are streaming live on my YouTube, on my, LinkedIn or Facebook, please do go and put it in the comment section, as well as your favorite episodes or the favorite parts that you've liked over these past 800 shows. And, I've got a couple of fun things lined up today. actually, they're just normal things. And I thought, instead of doing a highlight reel that I would just continue to do and show off what makes this show, balance out all the bad news out there and focus on good news. So we've got Dr. Marissa reporting live in the city of Maywood. We've got a highlight reel from my role as one of the show sponsor, or I'm the China film sponsor, I should say, of the Chinese Spotlight Film at Newport Beach Film Festival. And I have a message of congratulations from someone who's coming on in November. And it is also Black Poet History Month. So I pulled up one of my past guests who I loved his poetry, and I thought we could be inspired by that. So lots of wonderful things today for this momentous show number 800. Thank you again for all of your support. I could not do this without all of you. So I am, that's the first gratitude on top of the bun that let's see, I am, I'm grateful that this show has lasted as long as it has, from that auspicious beginning when I woke up in the middle of the night at 4:30 in the morning and the voice said radio. And I said, radio? Why would I do radio? I'm doing some TV commentary and as an expert commentator, and I enjoy doing that. And the voice was very insistent, radio. And I said, can we talk about this later? And the voice said, radio. So I sat down. It was sometime in February, I believe, in 2012. And sat down at the computer at 4:30 in the morning and wrote down the name of the show, which most people actually get it and like it. Take my advice, I'm not using it. And some people don't get it and other people don't like it, but most people, and you can't please everybody all the time, do enjoy it. But the most important thing is I love, and that title makes me laugh, and it gives me an excuse when I don't follow my own advice. There you go. So I'm grateful that it's lasted 800 shows. 2, I'm grateful that Fred did ask me to take over the morning show. I'm grateful that I have fabulous support at KCAA, my NBC News radio station. I'm grateful that I have, my daughters are here. My younger one's birthday is on Wednesday, and we started the celebration yesterday. And I have 2 beautiful girls, one turning 23, the other one turning already 25. And I'm so grateful for the privilege of being a mom. I'm grateful. Well, that's 2 because there's 2, Chloe May and Sarah Way. I'm grateful for my Chinese heritage. Wasn't always that way. I'm grateful finally for the one of the most poignant shows that I've ever had in those 800 shows was the one on my birthday. I had Rachel Lang, an astrologer, come in. This was probably, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. And she came on and told me I was a Leo, which I already knew. And she said, no, you're a Leo in 5 planets. And I'm like, what does that mean? And she said, that means that you just cannot help yourself. You have to be on camera. You have to be in front. You have to be on top. You have to you have to broadcast. And I tell you, the reason why that was so important, that an entire, I would say 8 pianos worth of weight came off of my shoulders, because I had been carrying, every time I did a show, every time I was on stage, every time I spoke up, I had added a little bit more of the shame that comes from my heritage for women, Chinese women. There's a saying in Chinese and Japanese, the nail that stands up is hammered down. And so on the outside, it looked like I was very confident in speaking, confident in saying, confident in broadcasting. But on the inside, every single time there was a little droplet of shame that just kept dripping and dripping like Chinese water torture. And it was heavy. And it wasn't until that illumination that I got from when she did my charts and the day that I was born, August 10th, that I allowed myself the permission to fully embrace who I am and why I'm here. And that is to broadcast good news. That is to balance out the bad news. That is to talk about what's right with people, what's right with politicians, what's right with going on. And so I am so grateful. That's my last gratitude for this morning, that I am able not to feel ashamed of speaking up, of using my voice on this platform. And that is the top of the bun. We're going to go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what are 8 things that you appreciate about yourself? And why is it so important to appreciate yourself? Because if you can't approve of yourself, then how the fork do you think you can have other people approve of you? So it starts here. A lot of us have really hurt ourselves. I actually felt hurt from the pandemic. You're not feeling good about the way you look, not feeling good about the way you feel, not feeling good about the way you may have gained the 19 pounds in COVID-19. And self-care, to me, that's my BS, my belief system, is the fundamental base of a happy 88% of the time life. So that's why we do 8 appreciations every single day on the show. I want you to prime yourself that before you go to bed, you're going to gather the momentum of appreciating yourself so that you're not tempted to go out into the world with your antenna up going, who likes me? How many likes am I getting? How many comments am I getting? All of that social media comparison, that's not good for us. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the numbers. I love the fact that my listener base and my watcher base has gone up tremendously since the 8 years and the 800 shows that I've been on. However, it's of tantamount importance that you exercise your muscle to know who you are, to know whose you are, to know that you are one of a kind, wonderful. So this practice helps you with that. So what are 8 things that you appreciate about yourself? I will say I appreciate my steadfastness. It takes a little bit of steadfastness to do 800 shows. I would guess 700 of them. I was on fire, wanted to do it, couldn't wait to get to the microphone. And about 100 of those, so that's my 12% of the time, I didn't feel like it, didn't want to, tired, or whatever reason. And I did it anyways. That's the gospel according to Nike, just do it. So that's a testament to my steadfastness. I appreciate that I am observant, and I love looking around and seeing what new hits me in the head, hits me on the phone, hits me in my eyes. I appreciate that I am optimistic. And people ask me all the time, why are you so positive? People say, whenever I'm not feeling good, I come to your social to watch your post because I know I'm going to smile or laugh or learn something. And I so appreciate it. What a compliment that is. And the reason why I'm positive, number one reason, and probably the only reason, is because it just feels better. When I am angry, when I'm agitated, when I'm annoyed, I don't feel good. I may feel good for a fraction, a California minute, as I say, but then after a while, I just feel horrible. And the more people I call to bring to my level of misery, bring down to my level of misery, the worse I feel. So I appreciate that I am optimistic. I appreciate that I do inspired action. I have learned not to as much give that knee jerk reaction. And notice how knee jerk describes exactly what happens when you have that unthinking reaction. You become a jerk. And I hate apologizing. So learning to pause and take a breath, which is a tool that I use. Let's do that right now, since today is show 800. I'm highlighting all those things that have made me stay, and that's my 3 breath technology. I appreciate that this was an inspiration to create, and people use it now to calm themselves down. So if you're feeling overwhelmed at all at any time of the day, you take that deep breath in through the nose and releasing all the stories and the drama, activating the mind. Another deep breath in and releasing soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees, activating the body. And then last deep breath in and releasing, connecting with me through chi, eternal energy, the breath of life, no beginning, no end. And it's an example of abundance. When I take a breath, I take nothing from you. And it's the connection, that breath that connects us all across the planet, as well as with the power that's outside of ourselves, whatever you're calling it. Some people call it Krishna. Some people call it God. Some people call it Buddha. Some people call it Kuan Yin. Some people call it nature. I call it my UPS man, my universal power source that delivers every morning when I pray and meditate. And when that 3rd breath activates, you're holding hands with a limitless amount of energy to inspire you to create and innovate all day long. That's why those 3 breaths are so important anytime you get stressed. So that's my 4th appreciation. 5th is my sense of fun. I love to have fun. A lot of people think that I'm all work. That is bullshit hockey. I have factored in a lot of play all week. I play mahjong. I race sailboats. I do puzzles. I don't know if you can see, I just actually finished one of my first puzzles without losing a piece, which should deserve applause right there. But I do I am determined to have fun in my life. So I claim my birthright to happiness. That's 5. Thank you, Polly. Yeah, you have no idea how rare it is that I actually finish a jigsaw puzzle with no pieces missing. It's always a challenge. Like I like to take a picture of it, and sometimes I post the finished puzzle, and I rarely can because there's pieces missing. All right, so I am 5. I appreciate my sense of humor, which a lot of that time it's just laughing at myself. But 6, I appreciate that I love the sound of laughter. 7, I appreciate that I do look for pronoia, best case scenario instead of paranoia, because I believe 7, I appreciate that I have trained and myself in a discipline of looking for the best, looking for going up. Michelle Obama says go high. I say go up, because UP stands for unlimited possibilities. And every morning when I wake up, I choose to say, I can't wait to see what good happens today. I can't wait to see how more prosperity and abundance and joy and love and good timing and synchronicity is going to show up in my life. And when I do that, I see things that I love. And I hope that this is all rubbing off on you 800 shows later, that you are also enjoying your life. I want you to enjoy your life most of the time. And finally, my 8th appreciation of myself is that I am imperfectly perfect. I have learned how to cut myself some slack, to give myself a break. I am a recovering perfectionist. I've spent many years beating myself up in my head. No matter how many achievements, no matter how many awards, no matter how much success, I used to smile and say thank you to the compliment. And people would say, is there anything you don't do? And I would say, cleaning, camping, I'm allergic to dirt. And then inside my head would say, you're really not all that. And you really have them fooled. And if they really knew who you were, they wouldn't like you. And that voice is now a dull roar. She has a name. Her name is Rose. Guess what? My mom's name. And not knock on my mom. I love my mom. She has Parkinson's in Toronto. You know that she almost died a month ago, but she's fine now. I'm going to spend Christmas with her, 88 and going strong. But I call her Rose because my mom's was very critical when I was young, because that's her way, negative motivation, part personality, part Chinese culture, to make sure that I wasn't fat, ugly, and clumsy. So she was going to call me fat, ugly, and clumsy. And so I developed that really critical voice, and then grabbed all of the insults that I got through life and added to her criticism. And that gave birth to a very strong voice that all of us have. I haven't met one person. Actually, that's not true. One of my, they're all favorite guests, by the way. So, someone asked me yesterday, who was your favorite guest after 800 shows? And they're all my favorites. But Marianne Williamson did come on twice. And she said, I asked her about the voice in her head. And she said, I don't have one. So she's done the work. I'm doing the work. I'll never not have that voice. But I know that voice is the critic. It's not me. I am balance-centered Dr. Marissa, and that voice lies. And that voice, it criticizes me, because the flip side to the critic is protection. And I am grateful for my critic, because had I not listened to the critic when I was young, I'd be dead. I'd be run over by a car. I would have really hot, burnt hands from putting them on the stove. So I appreciate my critic, but I also don't let her drive my life car anymore. She sits in the passenger seat. I ask her to put her seatbelt on. I tell her that she's got to be tired. She yells at me for how many decades now? So that is the last appreciation, is that I'm so grateful. I so appreciate my knowing and discipline to not be so hard on myself. And hopefully you will do that too, because when you let that critic drive your life car, it's going over a cliff. It's just a matter of time. And all of these things are part of my discipline. And thank you. I see some eyeballs. I see a comment here. Oh, I didn't even see this here. Cecilia Martinez, thank you so much. And she is a very consistent and kind supporter. Thank you for coming in on Facebook. And it's true, I'm getting accused of being a bad partner. Because he drinks excessively. I'm not getting the full story. I met him with a drinking problem. Okay, so you know what? That's part of what I do on this show, is also respond to your questions and comments. And thank you, Cecilia. We can spend a little time on your thing, because I love doing that. That's one of the things. We're doing a recap of what it's been like, and the highlights and the kinds of things that I do. I thought that would be an appropriate show for show 800 instead of having a guest on, because I've had a plethora of amazing guests. But one of the things that I do also is answer questions on the air. And if you have issues and want to get coached on the air, here's the reason. I don't know if Cecilia, that's why you were giving me that data, but happy to respond to those as well. You can go to drmarissa.life or schedule some time with me at drmarissa1.youcanbook.me. And I do happiness coaching, law of attraction coaching, a lot of it based on my not brand new, but number one best-selling book, 8 Ways to Happiness. And Cecilia, because you are so loyal, I am going to give you as an Asian Oprah giveaway today. I told you I was going to give away a bunch of things. This is the first giveaway, and it's an audio book that I will send you the link for. Just go to drmarissa.life and put 800 shows, and you'll get this Asian Oprah giveaway. All right. So let's see. It's time for a break. And when we come back, I'm going to make sure, let's see. We're going to take a quick break so I can do a little chat with Cecilia. And in this break, it's one of my sponsors. And to show you how fun it started last week, I want you to join me specifically this Wednesday night at the Newport Beach Film Festival. I'm one of the sponsors of the Chinese Spotlight Film. Here's a recap of the last 4 or 5 years that I have been a sponsor there and the highlights. So we'll be right back with more of show number 800 of Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
Good evening. This is Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah, reporting live at the Newport Beach Film Festival 2019. And yes, it is time again for me to be one of the sponsors of the Chinese Spotlight Film.
We would like to call up celebrity talk host and happiness coach, Dr. Marissa Pai. Please welcome her with a big round of applause.
Thank you. And I'm your Chinese teacher for right now, since we're at a Chinese Spotlight Film. So everybody say, ni hao. That means you're terrible. No, I'm just kidding. It means, how are you? That's Greg. Hi. The executive director of this whole film festival. He does an amazing job. it was over. You went too fast.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
Oops. Am I here? All right, let me get this off of here. And I'm back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, 28 other platforms, and my YouTube channel, which houses all 800 shows. So please free subscribe. I actually wanted to take a look at how many views. I think we're over 200, almost 280,000 now. I can remember the first time I looked at the numbers and I said to my daughter, "Oh my God, Sarah, I have 3,000 views on my YouTube channel." And now it's amazing when I get like 27,000 views on my Instagram now on Doc Balance, or 199,000 views on my TikTok video. I am truly humbled and blessed that good news has numbers, and that it reminds me of, since we're celebrating my show this morning for 800 shows, how people told me that your show, they love the concept that good news would not last. And I'm really grateful that the tagline, no gossip, no scandal, no K words, no Kardashian talk, no Kanye talk, has held for 800 shows. That if you go back every single show that you see, you will see that I'm pretty sure I have never broken that rule. Hopefully I haven't, that I do not like to talk smack about anyone. I am honest about some of my own failings, because they're a learning point, but for the most part. So I'm grateful that has survived. And what I did want to balance out some bad news with some good news. This is a clip from my freelance work as a news reporter, and it also balances out the bad news. I know a lot of you have been hearing some horrible things about the city council in Los Angeles and the things that were leaked and said, and I'm not talking about those, because this is exactly what I do, is balance out that with a story like this.
Good to be here. I'm your senator, State Senator Lina Gonzalez, proudly representing the 33rd Senate District, including the wonderful city of Maywood. Let's give it up for Maywood, and thank you so much for Maywood City being here. We're here to celebrate the great news. This is wonderful news, and we've had an unprecedented state budget that has allowed us a surplus. Thanks to the strong and dedicated advocacy of community leaders and organizations with us here today, we will be presenting a check for $3 million in state budget funds for the renovation of Maywood Riverfront Park. Yeah, that deserves a big applause. It is no
I want to start by thanking my legislative partner, Lina Gonzalez, for her efforts in Sacramento and her efforts locally. Having an incredible partner locally has made an incredible difference. So a big hand for Senator Gonzalez.
And good morning, this is Dr. Marissa. You know me as, too loud. And good morning, this is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and you know that I like to balance out bad news with some good news. And I have someone here, hey, there's great politicians out there that are doing great things, and I wanted to highlight him today. If you could introduce yourself and tell me why you're here.
Sure, I'm Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon.
And what's special about today?
This is a really special day. We are having a check presentation ceremony here in the city of Maywood. We at the state legislature, with my legislative partner Lina Gonzalez, have allocated $3 million in the state budget for Riverfront Park here in Maywood. The city's going to use for park improvements.
Fantastic. Why is this especially important now?
It's especially important now, post-COVID, people are starting to get out again. We want to make sure that the activities that they adopt are healthy activities, that they're outdoor activities, that they're activities that battle obesity, that battle diabetes, and all those things that we really want out of our society.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, if you could say and spell your name.
Bruce Saito, Saito.
Wonderful. And what are you doing here today?
Today, I'm on the board of directors of the Los Angeles Neighborhood Land Trust. And we are here today recognizing and celebrating the contributions of Senator Lina Gonzalez and Speaker Anthony Rendon have put more than $3 million to the development and enhancement of this Maywood Riverfront Park. So we're here to celebrate that and be with the community and share their enjoyment of this day.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And good morning, this is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and you know I like to balance out bad news with good news. I was here covering the news for an event in the city of Maywood, and I was particularly struck by a wonderful speech from this resident slash growing up activist. And I was struck by her words. If you could introduce yourself and tell me why it's important to invest $3 million in the city of Maywood for a park.
Hello, my name is Veronica Ayala. It's incredibly important to invest in communities of color, especially those who have resource deficits like Maywood, California. We have very limited parks, so being granted $3 million is a lot, and it's going to make substantial changes to our community. I am so excited to see the changes that are going to come. I know we're going to have a new exercise facility, a renovated playground, and it's important to invest in communities that have for so long been impacted by social justice issues and by environmental justice issues.
And you actually grew up here,
Yeah.
and so I love when people take what they know and come home. So I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award, which I don't give to everybody, but I want to support what you're doing. I'm going to take your whole speech and put it on my show. And good for you, and I'm super glad you have great turnout here of the community. I wish you the best. Now, I do this at the end of every show. Ready? Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Thank you so much.
One question.
Isn't that amazing? Let me get some applause going there. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering why I don't have a guest today, it is because I am celebrating show number 800. I was joking with Polly this morning, my great sound engineer, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, that this show is probably my longest relationship. It's 9.5 years, 546 consecutive weeks, and show 800. So I am so delighted. I'm giving you sort of highlights of what makes this show different. Just now you saw a Dr. Marissa reporting live clip from the city of Maywood and balancing out all of the things that you might be hearing on the news about politicians that are bad. Not saying I'm not condoning or not addressing the bad, but I do like to balance out, because if all you're hearing is what's wrong and what's bad about people, then absolutely it is not going to carry you into a place when you're angry and frustrated and annoyed. You cannot find solution, because everybody knows that the vibration with which a problem is created, you can't get to a solution in that same vibration. So I'm always trying to balance out and get you to look at the positive side. Some people call me Pollyanna. Some people say my head's in the sand. It might be because sometimes if I block it out in the sand, it allows that quiet, we did that breath before, to be inspired by the solution. So that's what I do. So another thing today, I don't know if you know this, it is a National wear something gaudy day. And I had to balance that out with the fact that I'm celebrating 800 shows. So gold sometimes is gaudy. So I am trying that. It's also National Clean Up Your Virtual Desktop Day. Didn't know that. It's also National Black Poetry Day. So I thought I would show you just a few minutes of this wonderful guest that I had, who was a Black poet. His name is Poet Pluto. And let's see, what am I doing here? Setting. No, I want to share. See if I can do this quickly. I'm going to share the screen that has the video. Here we go. Of his speech, and I queued it all up. So enjoy. Oh, maybe not. All right, we're gonna come back to that. I will now show you, though, one of the congratulations as also an example or a preview or an announcement of someone who is going to be here in November. Let's see if we can get this one to work.
The best morning routine
Oops.
for manifesting more money is an alpha meditative practice.
Here we go.
Marissa Pay, 8 years. 8 years of exuding hope, inspiration, great advice that you wanted to circulate, and basically bringing people together that they can begin to see that there's something extraordinary about them. 8 is a powerful number, as you know, from the Chinese domain, but you also know it from numerology. It's the number of manifestation. So you manifested really, really good. And I'm just saying, congratulations for all the beings that you have touched. And I'm so glad to have walked the path with you. This is your big brother, Michael B. Beckwith from Agape International Spiritual Center, saying congratulations to Marissa Pay. Peace and dynamic and radical blessings.
And the exciting news is that he is coming to live into the studio on 11 on November 11, 22, auspicious number. So there's your commercial that is going to happen. And what kind words he said, congratulating me on this show. And let's go ahead and try, since it is Black Poet Day today, I wanted to show you the, let's see if we can do this. For some reason, it's not playing, so I'm sorry. It's a good thing I didn't tell him I was playing it. It's not cooperating. So when things don't go right, go left. So we're going to go back to celebrating 800 800 shows on the air. I'm also going to give an Asian Oprah giveaway right now. It is a download of my balanced Tai Chi Gong practice. It's a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Sending this download out to celebrate 800 shows to the first person who goes to drmarissa.life and in the subject line puts in peace, and you'll get the download for that particular practice. And while I'm at it, because I'll forget if I don't, another Asian Oprah giveaway for show number 800 is my children's book, Mommy What Are Feelings. All the drawings were done when my children were, 6 and 8. So every feeling has a taste, touch, sight, and sound. That's sad. Let's see if I can get, there's excited. This is one of my favorites. That's scared. Oh no, that's frustrated. So it rhymes. Let's see. Mommy, what is frustrated? Frustrated looks like a black thundercloud. Frustrated sounds like a whine or a growl. Frustrated feels like a shoe gone wild, and frustrated tastes like a gingerbread child instead of gingerbread man. Get it? So, the first person to celebrate my 800 shows, it goes to drmarissa.life and puts in there in the subject line, mommy. And that you'll get a download of that book, children's book, which I'm so grateful has been recognized as helping autistic children. If you have a connection of any kind to children in an organization, please do contact me, because I have a nonprofit called 8 Ways to Happiness that helps kids, teens, and young adults who have temporarily forgotten their birthright to happiness. And I give free downloads of Mommy What Are Feelings to them. So I'm happy to continue to do that. We've given away 8,000 books and programs in this last almost 2 years now that I've had the nonprofit. It's one of those hashtag COVID silver linings where, I never had time to put together a nonprofit, but because of COVID, I had time. All right. And thank you. That's adorable. You may be getting more than one Asian Oprah giveaway, Cecilia. All right, let's see. We're going to start because Cecilia is here, and hopefully she'll come back tomorrow, because I'm not going to be able to address the entire situation. But something that I love to do is live coaching on the air. That's something that I've been able to do. You can get the past shows in my playlist on YouTube called Life Balance Coaching, Happiness Coaching, Law of Attraction Coaching. So I'm just going to give Cecilia a little taste, and I am hoping she can say that she's coming back tomorrow for the rest of the coaching. Yes, she will be back. Yes, good. So one of the things that gets you stuck in non-happiness or unhappiness is relationships. I've heard people say relationships are the testing ground of life. I've heard that relationships are too hard. Why, I'd rather I can go live alone on a desert island. I don't need people because relationships are so hard. And so the first thing I'm going to ask you to do, Cecilia, is put your feet on the ground, palms up in your lap, taking a deep, eyes gently closed, taking a deep breath through your nose and releasing, soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees, and another deep breath in and releasing all the stories and the drama. And one more deep breath in and connecting with me through Chi eternal energy. And when you're ready, come back to the room. And that's your mind meld with me. When I work with clients, it's so important to connect, not just in the mind, but energetically. And so if you could type in the chat, what would be your wish with respect to your romantic and intimate relationship? What's the one thing that you would like to work towards when we come back tomorrow to set the stage of what is it that you would like to have in a relationship? Now, I don't want you to focus on him or how he can change. All right. I want you to focus on, in general, you want a relationship that is, all right. And I'll let you think of that. I want to say hello to Gus Mall, who is here. Greetings from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much, Gus. You're here to celebrate 800 shows. This is my 800th show today. And Cecilia is going to write down what she desires in a relationship. Gus, if you want to play along as well, what is your vision for a special relationship? I know that a lot of people start, I want someone to complete me, or I want someone to get me, or I want someone to, to grow old with. And while those sound really nice and they are a traditional goal, no thanks to Cinderella and Snow White, that we grew up with in this country, it may not necessarily be realistic of a goal or a vision for relationship. All right. So Cecilia has given an answer: peace, love, stability in an honest man. Peace, love, and stability in an honest man. So when I work with people, when they ask what they want, the first question goes back on a scale of 1 to 10 in your current relationship. What number would that be? In your current relationship, what number would that be in terms of what you want? So on a scale of 1 to 10, Cecilia, put down in the chat where you are in your current relationship as that number. Okay, I'm not seeing it yet, but the follow-up question is, what number are you in fulfilling your own vision? What number are you in fulfilling your own mission, in your own vision? And this is a really important question that a lot of people don't necessarily answer. Great. Okay, so I got a 4 on his side. Now, Cecilia, as honest as possible, how do you rate on bringing peace, love, and stability and honesty to your relationship? I'm sure it's high. Okay. Oh, and wonderful, Gus. Your relationship is at a 5 on that same question. So I'm asking you, Gus, for the same thing. Where are you with respect to peace and love and stability and honesty? Okay. And I should have told you, Cecilia, that 10 is impossible. That would mean you're perfect. And if you're perfect, then you're dead, because no human is perfect. So I'm going to change yours to a 9. Yes, it's on a scale from 1 to 10, but I'm going to change yours to a 9. I believe that you're high, but 10, I should have warned you, 10 is dead. So we don't want you dead. So I'm going to put you at a 9. And Gus, you can also put yourself on that list there. All right. So let's see. We're out of time. And we're going to come back tomorrow and finish this. Cecilia, you can let me know if you actually want to come on studio. Gus, you can also come back and play for this. So Gus is not sure, maybe a 2. Thank you for your honesty. And what we're doing is something that I love to do, and highlighting my coaching that I do on the air. We're going to do a full show on coaching tomorrow in helping Cecilia find ways in improving her number and her assessment number in her relationship. I am so glad that you're here. I am so happy that you joined me for show number 800. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my virtual loving room. And I'm so grateful for 800 shows and you celebrating with me. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Come back tomorrow for relationship coaching here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa. Now go and have the best day ever.